morning, everybody. Here I am after Mother's Day. I survived. I haven't had a day off yet in almost 3 weeks, but I'm hoping maybe tomorrow I'll get some time to spend for myself and to hang out with the family a little bit. I am, of course, grateful. Here comes my puppy dog. Grateful for everybody that placed an order with me, and I'm so happy that you chose my small business to send flowers to your lovely moms. I love sending flowers and then seeing the smiles on their faces when they receive them. So it's always just a great experience all around. My daughter Lily gave me this idea. She's just like, Mom, you should take a video and show how you do a restock and how you're going to do it. And so here I am. So I'm going to show you, I'm just getting back like pretty much Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, I'm still delivering Mother's Day orders that needed to go out. I had to shut down my website on Monday because I was out of flowers, and I got some new stuff in on Tuesday. So I was ready to pick back up. But so during this time, I have washed and cleaned all my buckets. I guess you can't see the stack. They're over there. And so I took that Monday, that whole day, to do like a cleaning process and everything, sprayed them and then scrubbed them with the solution. And I also ordered some new ribbon. I forgot which colors that I got, but these ones that I just get from Amazon because I haven't found a vendor that sells chiffon ribbon, and that's what I like to use because it has like, it's like this stuff, and then it's got the frayed edges with and then it gives it like really pretty texture. And so I've just been picking it up from Amazon, or if I go to Hobby Lobby, I found, I like velvet too. And so I usually get like velvet ribbon from Hobby Lobby to use that. Cause again, it just adds that extra texture to it and I just love it. And you can get, it's pricier and it doesn't go as far because I pay consumer cost instead of wholesale cost, but generally I don't add, I don't add extra money to the order for the ribbon. It's just something that I throw in because I like the look of it and it adds a lot to it, I think. So the colors, and I don't know if I got all of them or not. Like I said, it's been a crazy week and I can't remember what colors that I bought, but this one looks like a rose gold. It's really pretty. And I'm getting ready to start all my new designs. I get a new shipment again on the 20th, I think. The 20th and then Tuesday, whatever day Tuesday is. Yeah, so the 20th. So like the 20th and 21st, I'll be getting 2 new shipments. And then I'll be creating all of my designs that'll probably last through the month of May. And then also like into June and towards the end of June. So that'll work. And so let's see, this just came, I swear I ordered like yellow. Yeah, so I don't think I've gotten it all yet because I ordered yellow too, and this is just a pink. So I've got like a rose pink and then a regular pink, and then I have some yellow coming, and I think I have another dusty blue coming. So it looks like I've only received 2 of those so far. And those were both off of Amazon because, like I said, I can't find another one. So I've got my ribbon restock with it. And you can't really see, so I'll flip it around. I'm kind of getting an idea of like the designs I'm going to do for my website. And so I've got my vases kind of picked out and laid here. And I also did like a stock of vases. And so I collect donated vases, which I love because it helps me keep my costs down. And then also when I'm making arrangements for people, it keeps their costs down so I can put more flowers in less in like the actual vases and things to start it. So just doing a stock, I've got most of my bought vases I keep in front of me. And so like all of these on the shelves are ones that I purchased from a vendor, and all of these here are vendor, and pretty much all of those are from a vendor. And then underneath is where I keep my donated vases. And so I got like most of my clear on top and then just like other pieces that I can use on the bottom. And then I have more behind me, but those are they're darker. And so they're a lot more fall. Like you can see the pumpkins that I had left over from this fall. So they're like darker green, darker red, and things like that. And so just looking at that, I do need to do another vase restock for like my bigger vases. So when I put my orders on my arrangements online, I want them to be consistent. And so usually if you order like a specific arrangement online, I'll use the vase that is in the picture and make sure that I have enough of those. And once I run out of those vases, I take that picture off, rework it with a different one that I have. And so what I need right now is like a bigger vase for the bigger orders. And so when you're looking at vase size and what I order with, so like see how the mouth of this is really big around, and so I can fit a lot of flowers in this vase because it has a really big mouth, but it's short. And so it's depending what the customer is looking with, because you're only looking at like a vase arrangement, maybe, you know, like this big around. So if somebody wants something bigger, you know, I'm gonna need, it's got almost the same size mouth as this one. It's a little bit bigger, but it's taller. And so it just kind of depends on like the look that they want to go for when they're sending their arrangement to their significant other. So I do need to place an order to get those taller vases, because most of the vases that I have are shorter and squattier, or they're in like a color that doesn't match with the season. They're like too dark or whatnot. So, and I'll go on to my vendor and do that. I use Burton & Burton for that one because I'm not to the point yet where I can order like huge quantities of vases. I don't have the storage space to them, and and then you have to order a lot. So I'm just not quite there yet. So that's my supplier that I do for that. And they get it here pretty quickly, like within a week and a half, if that. And I do like to keep a back stock of everything because I hate running out. It drives me crazy. So I already have, you know, like I'm not low on stickers. I think I have another roll of this. And I actually get these printed by Dynamic Designs here in town, and they do a phenomenal job, you know, keeping it local and using the people around me. So I've got these still, cardettes. That's, you know, these little guys that hold the little envelope in there. I bought like a massive box of this. It's got 1,000 in here. And so, and they come packaged like this. And so with cardettes, you can get them in 2 different sizes. I've only bought them in the short and squatty ones. You can get them 9-inch or 18-inch. And so I just bought the 9-inch ones just because most of my arrangements are on the shorter side, unless, you know, somebody's looking for one of those taller. So I just snapped off, and so I just have to pretty much go through and break. I usually have Lily do this when she comes out here because she likes to help. And so I just break them apart like this, and then I've got my little vase that holds them. And so that's part of my restock to get everything ready. So I'll probably save that for Lily when she gets off work or gets off of school today. And then I plowed through envelopes, of course. And I have a box, 2 boxes of envelopes over here. So, and they come in a big box like this when you order them. Let's see, does it say 500? So they're packed 500 in here. And this is all I've got left in this box. Oops, save that. I like to take all of my cardboard to recycling, and so like in my backyard, I have a huge stack of cardboard from all of my flower boxes. Sometimes if I can keep it hidden from my son, because he likes to build like forts and stuff out of it, and so I try to hide it a little bit, or else I end up with cardboard boxes all over my house. But anyway, here's the envelopes, and I just put that with my card rack. I'm good on cards because when I place an order, I like to get a lot because I don't like to run out. So I've got my cards over here, and then I've got more back stock over there. Leaf shine. I usually only use leaf shine when I'm using like greenery like this. And generally I like to use eucalyptus, and I don't leaf shine eucalyptus. And so I haven't really had to get any of this very often because I just don't use it with the eucalyptus. But with the Mother's Day orders, I needed something that could fill up the vase a little bit more than just eucalyptus would, because eucalyptus is a little bit more expensive than like your everyday greenery. And so I did like most of it with this regular greenery, and then I filled it in with the eucalyptus so it was coming down the front, and so it would be more showy. So there's the leaf shine. I'm good on that. This is what I use for the vases. This is what I put in there, and it's the flower food that gives it. So I'm all good on this. This is a brand new one. So it's all full. These are the little packets that I send with wrapped flowers, and it's floral food. I think it's the same brand. Yeah, it's Chrysal. It's either Chrysal or Chrysal. I don't know how to pronounce it. So we're still good on that. This is called Crowning Glory. And so this is like the last step process when I'm making your flower arrangement. It goes in a spray bottle, and you just spritz it on top of the flowers, and it keeps it hydrated, and it keeps the flowers looking fresher for longer. And so I'll refill up my spray bottle with it. Yeah, so if we read the back, spray on liquid shield for cut flowers, foliage, greens, and both needle and broad-leaved evergreens. Keep designed vase or foam arrangements fresher, maximizing their beauty and enjoyment. Crown and Glory. Yep. And it looks pretty because it gives the flowers like that dewy look. So let's see. I did ribbon. I got to order my vases, and I'll do all that on the computer. I've got all of my other stuff to start. Another thing that I need to do is I like to wrap flowers, and I like to use a certain kind of a paper. So when I first opened, I bought 2 different kinds. I'll just show you. So there's this kind, which is pretty generic, and it's thicker. And usually when I wrap the flowers, I cut it down pretty good because it's a big piece of paper. And so, you know, I'll cut like 6 inches off of this side and cut 6 inches off the bottom, and then fold it with the wrap. And I decided I don't really like this stuff, and I wanted to not throw it away. And so I did use it for Mother's Day, and I have a bunch that I had prepped. And so I used this piece of paper, and then I had gotten this yellow stuff, and so I just put the yellow stuff inside of it. So that way, when the flowers are all wrapped pretty in here, you know, you have that pretty yellow color in there. And so I was just trying to clear out that stock because I'm not going to get it again. But I didn't want to throw it away. And I thought they turned out really pretty. It's just harder because you can't tie a ribbon around it because it's like so thick that the ribbon just slips off the bottom. And so a lot of them, I just stapled the ribbon to it so that they still had that ribbon. So that way when they arranged them, they could put them in a vase and then tie that pretty, you know, chiffon ribbon around it. But this is the one that I like to use. It's more tissue paper. And again, it's huge. And so I cut this off and the bottom off, and then do the folding, and then this would be the outside of it, and then the back is empty or no writing on it. And that's the kind I like. I like to work with that better. It's more manageable. And I've been keeping like little squares like this because when I have extra flowers, for instance, when I'm making arrangement, and, you know, so there's parts of it that can't, I actually accidentally broke this one. And so when there's parts that you can't use, I like to take them, and then I made like little mini wraps, and then I just kind of wrap them up like this and add a little greenery and make them like this cute little thing. And then I go and drop them off with people just so they have like a little micro arrangement to enjoy. So, because I don't want to have like so much waste. So I have a bunch of that stuff pre-cut for when I do that. Sometimes I get too busy and then I end up not making one, and I'm like, oh, I don't want to throw these away. But let's see, I'm good on my order blanks because I made sure that I had enough of that before Mother's Day even came. And I ordered that from another company, so I'm good there. And let's see, I'm good with all of my computer stuff because ink is ridiculously expensive. And I have an HP printer that I just got from Walmart. And I swear to God, that thing just like sucks the ink right out of everything. So ink is like a continual thing that I have to buy for my computer because when I take them over the phone, I write them out on an order blank. If you put an order online, I can just print it off straight through my computer. And so, well, it's got names and stuff on there and addresses, so I don't want to show that. But yeah, so I guess that's pretty much it that I have to do for Restock. I already cleaned all my shears. I did that on Monday too. And so I have these ones that I use for my thicker stems, and then I have my red ones that I use for most everything else. And so I just sprayed it with the same cleaner that I use to clean and disinfect my buckets, and I spray them and then I scrub them with some steel. I don't think it's steel wool. I think it's just like, you know, that steel scrubber thing, because they get sticky, and so you got to scrub them to get that stickiness off. And then I'm good on tape. I'm good on all of my dried stuff. I have that all here. I put a huge order in when I did that, so I won't run out. I do like to go to Hobby Lobby every now and then because they'll have the bunny tails on sale in all different colors. And so I've got like this maroon color, the white color. I found this one, which is kind of cool. I don't know what I'm going to use yet. So this one's like a brownie blue, and then this one's more of like a mint green. And then I just love this like rose gold color, and of course the black. So I've got a bunch of that to use. And one of my arrangements that I had, it was called Butterfly Blooms. And so I had picked up these butterflies, and they're super pretty because they've got like a little spring on them. So they've got a little bit of motion, and you just kind of put out the leaves like that. And they're super pretty. I have these ones, and then I have some yellow or orange ones that I'll be using for some of my designs too when I get those together. So yeah, that was just kind of my restock and getting ready and planning out, you know, my next month and a half or so for this summer on what I'm gonna do. Thanks for watching. Bye.